Hey everybody, this is Allie. Welcome back to my channel, Color Mama 360. It's time for another video, so good morning, good night, good middle of the night, depending on when you're watching. It is part 2 of my coloring book collection video, and boy do we have a lot to make it through today. I'm hoping we can wrap this up in one more part so that it stays 2 parts, but I have quite a few books to make it through today, so grab a drink, grab a snack, whatever your jam is. I have an energy drink here by Just Ingredients. If you don't know who they are or haven't tried them, I don't know if you can get them overseas, but I will try to remember to put a link in the bio if you're interested. Super good energy drink, and it's 0 sugar, all made with real fruit and powered by a caffeine alternative. So not sponsored or anything. I just really like them. So if you want to check them out, feel free to do so. Like I said, I'll try to remember to put a link in the description, but I'm definitely going to need that today because, like I said, we have a lot to make it through. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, first up in my pile, I have Eriy or Eriy, depending on how you say it. I don't have any colored pages in this book. This is what is this book called? The Land of Laramia. Don't know where it is, but now I remember. Beautiful book. Have planned pages in it in the past. Have not done one yet. There's a page in here from my 26 pages for 2026, so it will be randomly chosen at some point. I believe this is the page that I have on that list. So should be colored in at some point this year, maybe soon, maybe not, but excited to get started in it. Just have been feeling a little intimidated. So I'm hoping that when it is randomly drawn, that will help motivate me a little. Next, I have Romantic Country by Eriy, and I just have one completed page in here, and it's this one. I followed a color along for this one. Unfortunately, I don't remember who it was, but I may try to be able to find it and put it in the description again if I remember. But yeah, I like the way that it turned out. Prismacolor pencils. It was much needed for this book. I've talked about this in the past, but I've just kind of struggled to color her pages. They're so beautiful and I love them, but I just don't know how to tackle them. And I think it's just my skill level. I just haven't been at the skill level to do it myself yet. And so having a color along really, really helped for this page. And I can't wait to do another page at some point. That's Romantic Country, the first tale. And then I have Land of Fairies and Magic or something like that is what this one translates to. I don't have any completed pages in this one either. I do have, I think, at least 2 pages that are on my 26 books to complete list. And this one is actually one that was picked out for April. So this is in my April plans. I'm hoping to get to this one fairly soon. So hopefully we'll have a completed page in here as soon as the end of April. Next I have Camilla Derrico. The first book that I have is Flights of Fancy. And I have this completed page. I did this one for the light versus dark hashtag, angels versus demons, and boy do I love the way that this page turned out. One of my favorite pages of all time, and I think probably one of my most liked on Instagram of all time too. Absolutely, it just worked out exactly the way that I wanted it to. And it was so funny because I did not realize this was a feather at first, so I colored it a little bit strange, but in the end, because of the way that I was accidentally coloring it, it just added even more depth um, to the feather. And yeah, I really just have no words for this page because I love it so much. So, and it's sprayed with, I colored it with Albert pencils and Prismacolor, I think, and it's sprayed with Imagine Craft Gold Shimmer Spray. And I wanted the shimmer spray to kind of be sort of splotchy, just kind of, messy sort of look, and yeah, executed perfectly. So really love that page. And then I also did these 2 pages. I don't think it's necessarily supposed to be a double page spread. I guess it could be though. Or not could be, but I guess maybe it was. But either way, I colored it like one, and I did this in February. All Albrecht Dürer for the bees. I didn't go over them with any sort of pencil. Lots of soft pastel in the background, and then acrylic marker, which my acrylic markers are just a little bit too see-through, and so those didn't execute the way that I wish they would have, but other than that, I enjoy it. And it looks like I sprayed this one with the Imagine Craft shimmer spray as well. Looks like maybe the sheer or the frost. So I like that page as well. That's Flights of Fancy by Camilla Derrico. Then I have Catatoupe by Camilla Derrico. This is an uncolored book, so would love to get started in this one. Just hasn't popped up in my plans yet, but would like to at some point. So, and then I have Cute and Creepy by Camilla Derrico, and this is technically not an uncolored book, but the one page that I have completed in here, I completed after my March completed pages video, so it will be in my April. So while I did color in March, it will be in my April completed pages video. So I'll save that one for you for that video, but I enjoyed coloring the page in here and hope to get more done at some point, potentially later on this year. So next I have Ellie Arbec, and if you are not new to the channel, you know she's one of my favorites. So this is Creepy Kawaii Halloween by Ellie Arbec, and I just did this one for Monster March. Yeah, this one was fun. I actually did Neo Color 2 for the background, which I hardly ever use the small set of Neo Color 2s I have. But I think part of the reason I use them for this background, because I knew that if I messed it up, it wouldn't be too hard to fix, because I wanted a super dark sky. So overall, I'm happy with the way that it turned out. I don't think that it turned out too bad. I activated them with a Ohuhu colorless blender marker, which was a tip that I learned from Jess over at Coloring Bumblebee. So yeah, that's how I did the background, and then Prismacolor for the foreground, and just tons and tons and tons of jelly roll over a good majority of the black lines. So yeah, tons of jelly roll on that page. And then I also did this one for Monster March. This is another favorite. And this one was based with, I forgot to say, I think the other one was based with Ohuhus too. This one was based with Ohuhus. And then went over the top with Prismacolor pencils. So yeah, also a very fun page. This one I did for Halloween last year, and I used a color palette from Elm Colors. It's calling this one Skeleton Kitchen. It turned out okay. I just had gotten the alcohol marker, so I was trying to kind of figure out how I wanted to use them. I do really like the way that I did the background. I've talked about that before. I used a stencil, and then I used the alcohol markers with the stencil, which works if you have a big stencil like this, like these stones, because obviously alcohol markers bleed. And so if you're trying to do a really teeny tiny stencil, it's not going to work. But the bigger stencil like this worked well. And then I have this one. And this is just kind of like a quick alcohol marker page when I was trying out a set of my I had someone lend me their Ohuhus before I bought my own, and they had a lot of darker colors than I ended up getting, because I ended up getting the pastel set. But I was able to try them out and see how I liked them, and I just kind of straight flat colored on this page with them to sort of get an idea of if I liked them or not. So those are all the pages I have in Creepy Kawaii by Ellie Arbec. Then I have Color Me Christmas for kids by Ellie Arbec. And I have this one, which I love, another all-time favorite. You're going to hear that a lot. There's a lot of all-time favorites. Based with Ohuhus, I believe. The whole page, yeah. Went over the top with Prismacolor pencil. Lots of gold signo. Just love the way that I executed my idea for this page. I think that it turned out great. And I really love it. And then I did this page in around Christmas of last year as well. And I like the way that this page turned out as well. Believe I based everything again. Yeah, except for the snow. And then went over the top with Prismacolors. Really don't know what I would do differently for this page, if anything. I just love the way that it turned out. So I know these bushes and trees were, for some reason, the way that they were originally styled was a little bit hard for me to determine what colors they should be, but I think what I ended up with is exactly where it needs to be. So really love that page as well. And those are my two completed pages in Color Me Christmas for Kids by Ellie Arbec. Then I have Color Me Capybaras, which is not for kids, by Ellie Arbec as well. And the only page I've done in this one is this capybara, based with ohuhus over the top with some Prismacolor, acrylic marker, and then the back, I think, what is the back? The back is actually acrylic marker too, I believe. Sorry guys, I heard a weird sound. Just trying to figure out what it was. Yes, the background is like gold acrylic marker. I like the way that this page turned out. I would definitely do the capybara different. It was such a large space, and the ohuhu just looks a little patchy. And then when I went to do the fur, I just didn't know what to do, so I used the acrylic marker. I think that there's a different way I could have done that, but overall, I think that it turned out okay. So that's Color Me Capybaras by Ellie Arbec. Then I have Color Me Mermaids for Kids by Ellie Arbec. This is an uncolored book. Just got it not too long ago. So excited to color in it for Mermaid. And I'll be picking out some pages soon to do for Mermaid. So there's that one. Then I have Color Me Easter for Kids by Ellie Arbec. And I just have this page that I did in March, I think. Yeah, I like the way that this page turned out. I just wish I would have done the background differently is the only thing. So, but otherwise, I love the way that I did the bird bath. I based it with Ohuhus and then went over the top with Prismacolor. And that's what I like to do in these books. It seems to work the best so far. I don't think I've tried, going over the top with polychromos yet, but that might be something worth trying as well. I do have another completed page in here, but I just finished it, so you'll see that one in my April completed pages. Okay, moving on to Lulu's House of Wonder. Sorry, I have a couple stacks because I pulled these books from all kinds of other stacks of plans and other videos and all kinds of stuff. So I just want to make sure they get into back to the right places. So I've done Lulu here. While I have this open, bear with me because I'm going to tape this little thing into the cover of the book here because it keeps falling out and I don't want to lose it. Okay, there we go. So yes, I did the title page here with Lulu. And I actually did that after I did this one. This was the first page I completed in this book. Ohuhu base, Prismacolors over the top, some acrylic marker, and then acrylic marker in the background. My colors are a little wonky here. I don't think I really executed the color palette that I was going for and wish I would have done a little bit of a different color palette, but it was okay because the next page that I did was this one and I absolutely love it. Just did this one in March. And yeah, I love everything about this page. I love the simplicity that I kept for the background. It actually is colored, like the wall and the flooring here. Maybe not the flooring, maybe just the wall. But it's such a light ohuhu that it's just barely not white, if that makes sense. So it adds to the page but doesn't distract. There we go. And I love the green and the yellow that I did for the rest of the page and for all her clothes. And I was just inspired by this dress. Really, I knew that since it was lemons that I wanted to do yellow and green for this dress. And then I was like, let's just run with it for the whole page. She's in a little yellow and green boutique. So absolutely love the way that that one turned out. Those are my 2 pages in Lulu's House of Wonder. Then I have A Million Baby Animals by Lulu Mayo. And the only completed page I have in here is this one. And I did this one with Oberg activated with water, and then I went over the top of them dry. And then this background was my attempt at making my own cloud stencil. I have a cloud stencil now that I haven't even used, which is so crazy to me because I was desperate enough to have one that I tried to make my own. Now I have one that is not made by me, and I haven't even used it. But anyways, it didn't really work, as you can see, but I ended up keeping it because whatever this effect is that I got for the background, it worked for this page. So that was soft pastel, and then yeah, Albert Dur's activated with water, Albert Dur's dry, and then lots of jelly roll to cover up the black lines on some of the elements. So yeah, that is my page from A Million Baby Animals by Lulu Mayo. I also have A Million Little Monsters by Lulu Mayo. This is an uncolored book. Unfortunately, I didn't get to this one for Monster March. I had a page in here picked out, but I just didn't get to it, unfortunately. It was this one. So hoping to get to this soon still because it is uncolored and I would like it to not be uncolored. I also have A Million Magical Creatures by Lulu Mayo. Now this one I've had for a little bit longer, so I have a few colored pages, and you can see pretty old coloring. 2022, so kind of just flat coloring. I'm trying to think. So based on the books that I still had, because I did get rid of some books, and you've already chewed me out in other comments. Just kidding. Yes, I know. Moving forward, gonna try not to get rid of books because tastes change. But because I got rid of some books, this is probably on like the oldest side of what I'd be able to find. So 2022. I've been coloring a little bit longer than that. Well, I've been coloring on and off for quite a lot longer than that, but this is probably one of my older pages that you could find in my collection. Then I have this one, which was done in 2024. So you can definitely see just the improvement from 2022 to 2024. And then, and then I have this one, which I just did last year. Love this one too. This one I did with Albert Dur's, and then did I go over the top with Prismacolor maybe? Either that or the Albert the Albert Dur's dry. Let's see if it's on my sheet. Yeah, Albert Dur's and Prismacolors. And then sprayed it with the Imagine Craft Shimmer Spray. Yeah, it's a fun one. And then I also have this one, which was done in 2023. So this one would have been right in between the other 2 first ones. So again, kind of flat color. You can tell I was trying to add some sort of depth because I like have multiple colors on some things, but I don't think I was quite sure how to like blend or any of that yet. So some fun pages in A Million Magical Creatures by Lulu Mayo. Next, I have A Million Mermaids by Lulu Mayo, and I just have one page done in here. Did this one last August when I first got the Albert Dur's, and I tried a bunch of different techniques with them on this page. So I tried basing with them, activating the water, going over them dry. I tried just activating them with water on some of the leaves. Tried something else too, and I'm trying to think of what it was. And then I tried basing them, activating them with water, going over them with dry and then activating them with water again, I think. So I don't know. I tried a couple different techniques from Shell from my Shell's coloring journey. She has a video on Alberters because she uses them all the time, and she has a video with some of the kind of different things you can do with them. So I really like the way that this page turned out, though. So that was fun. That's my only page in there. And then I have A Million Sea Creatures by Lulu Mayo, and this is an uncolored book. So I don't have any done in here yet. I do have one marked. So this mermaid page. I think I was thinking about coloring this for May potentially, but also this is on my 26 books list, I think. So should be getting colored in very soon. And then my last Lulu Mayo book that I have is A Million Hugs and Kisses. I technically have a completed page in here, but again, I just did it, so you'll see it in my April completed pages video. Because I like to save my completed pages for the month that they're for, rather than give a sneak peek. Although I may start doing some sneak peeks on lives, like right before the completed pages videos come out. So I thought that might be fun. But anyways, so kind of uncolored for now, kind of not. Next we have Koko Igusa. So starting with Symphony of Cute Animals. I have this page. Now, what year was this page done in? Let's check. I just put 2024 sometime, I think. Wait, no, page 12. That would be. Oh, I put unknown, which is interesting. Because I absolutely love the way that this page turned out, and I feel like it may have been earlier in my, not earlier, but like not last year. It was definitely before I started the channel, so maybe it was 2024. I'm not sure, but I absolutely love the way that this page turned out. Just one of my all-time favorites again. And for it being such an earlier-ish page, not super early, but before I started for it being a page that I did before I started the channel, I'm just really impressed with how I did this page. So the background is soft pastel, and then Prismacolors for the foreground. So love that one. Then I have this page. I did this page in January or February for I think Jazzy Doodle Designs. Is that who put it on? I think collab. So yeah, I was trying to go for kind of like this look of like, you know, how do I explain this? When like a picture's been on the wall for like a long time and then you take it off and there's like the frame outline. I was trying to go for that, but then make it look like they'd been put back. I don't know. That probably doesn't even make sense, but. And then I have this one. I can't remember when I did this one. I think this is maybe in 2024 as well. You can see the blending on the pumpkin isn't great. This was Prismacolors and Distress ink for the background, but I love the way I did the cats, and part of the reason I love that the way that I did them so much is they look just like my cats. That was my goal, and I actually executed that really well, and I'm still really proud of that. So, and this next page is based off of my cats too, although this cat, she is a little bit more black like in the other one, but this one I did with Albert base and over the top with the Albert dry, and then just I think a little bit of Prismacolor on maybe the wood stuff. But yeah, another all-time favorite. I really like the way that this one turned out too. And this is one that just it photographed really well. It's one of the few pages that I feel like the picture that I took of it did it justice. I'm going to go to the next page, but then take a drink. So give me just a second. Okay. Then we have this double page spread. Again, another favorite. This I did last December with Amanda over at ALLJ Art. No, ALLJ Colors. Sorry, Amanda. Forgot she changed her name. But yes, based with Albert Dur's, went over the top with Prismacolors. And guys, I colored almost every single black line on this page, and it took just as long covering the black lines as it did to color everything. So, but boy, it was worth it, because I just think that the way that this page turned out is, yeah, just really cool. I'm really, really proud of how I did this page, and it's will always be one of my favorites because of that. So yeah, love to look at it. So that is Symphony of Cute Animals by Koko Igusa. Next I have Kingdom of Curious Creatures by Koko Igusa. This is an uncolored book, but I did have this one picked out for spring. So we'll see if I get to that one, but uncolored for now. And then I also have Leon's Journey, and I just did the character page here in March. And I talked about this in my March Complete Pages video. Not super happy with the way that the characters turned out, but I'm going to work on it throughout the book and hopefully kind of improve my skills. And I will say, while the page that I'm coloring for April does not have the characters, it does have fur, and the way that I approached the fur on that page, if I think if I approach that with the characters, it will look a lot better. So excited to keep working in this book. This page hasn't deterred me yet. So this was a combination of Albert Dur's, Polychromos, Prismacolor, Statler, pigment pens. I mean, lots of different things. I think moving forward, Prismacolors are going to be what I mainly use, except for maybe some basing with the Albert Dur's and then Prismacolor over the top. So that's Leon's Journey by Koko Igusa. Okay, that is stack 1. So let me go get the next stack of books. Don't know if anybody else feels this way making these videos where you have like a ton of books, but I kind of dread putting them away. Okay, next is Rita Berman. So this is the Minorized Europa. That was a failed attempt. Postcard book. This was brought back for me from Europe by a family member, which was very kind. And these are the two that I've done. Unfortunately, they're falling out, so I need to find a different way to store them. And I say that every time I take that out, but still have to figure it out. So yeah, I did this one, Prismacolors and Jelly Roll. Looks like I did date it, 2024. So it's fun. And then I did this one. That's interesting. That was done in 2024. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that would be right. Oh my gosh, time flies. And then I did this one also in 2024. So trying to do a bit of a Aurora Borealis sky. Didn't work super well, but that's okay. And this one's done with Prismacolor too. So couple postcards there. And then I have the Seasons compilation book. And I have a page picked for spring, but let's see, I do have a completed page as well. Again, Prismacolor pencils. Looks like this one was done in 2024. So yeah, I'm guessing I did this one for fall. It's in the fall section and I used fall colors. Oh, duh. Well, it says right here. I did it in October. Yeah, I don't know. It's an okay page. I think I would do it differently today, but that's okay. I need to do more in this book. The fact that I've only done one is crazy. Then I have the Asia travel book. And I did this one. I want to say I did this one last year. Sometime in 2025, I guess. So sometime last year, but it looks like I wasn't sure when. Looks like Prismacolor pencils. I believe it was before I started the channel. And then I have this one. Let's see, I want to say this one was in 2024 sometime. Yes. Oh, it's also dated right here. Prismacolor pencils, white jelly roll. And yeah, I definitely like the white Signo better than the white jelly roll. You can see I kind of struggled with it in some areas. Interesting way that I chose to do this page. I think I'd definitely choose to do it differently, but that's okay. Still like it. And then I have this one, and this is Distress ink for the background. I like the way that this background turned out, despite that it's a little messy. And Prismacolors for the foreground. And let's see, when did I do this one? Unknown. So can't remember when I did this one. If I had to guess, I'd say probably 2023 or 2024. Probably 2024. Yeah. So yeah, those are my pages in the Rita Berman Asia travel book. And then I have, I'm just going to call them by the water book, the travel book. This book is just easier for me. The water book by Rita Berman, and I just have one completed page. And it's this one. I still think this is supposed to be a double page spread because you can see these things come over here, but I colored it as a single page. So I like the little, whatever you want to call these tentacle type things, but I gave up on the bubbles, and it shows because I kind of just think I just filled them in with like gel pen or maybe colored pencil, but could have done those a lot differently. So I need to color some more in this book, hopefully during the summer season. I like to color water and things like that in the summer season. So, oh, and if you're curious, I am. So I'm going to see, when was that one completed? Unknown. That's really helpful, Allie. Okay. Water book by Rita Berman. Then I have the Africa book by Rita Berman. I have this one. I did this one in 2024. Ink tents for the background. I remember that because it's like one of the only time I've used the small set of ink tents that I have. Prismacolor for the foreground. Yeah, I'm happy with the way that this one turned out. So that was a fun one. And then I just did this one as a buddy color in, did we finish it up in March? I feel like maybe we finished it up in March. I can't remember, March or February. I may have colored it in February and we didn't show them till March or something like that. I did Albert Durers for everything except for the birds and the flowers. So some activated with water, some activated with water, then go over the top dry. Yeah, I like this page. And I wanted to color that page for a long time, so I was happy somebody wanted to buddy with me. And then I have this page. I really like the way that this page turned out. Also, I like to tell you stories, not to ramble on, but I do like to tell you if there's some sort of thing that the page reminds me of. So this one was done in May of 2024, and this I did on the first vacation we took my oldest daughter. So we took her to visit her grandparents and her paternal grandparents. And I remember working on this one like in the hotel and just like randomly throughout the trip. And it turned out great. I actually really like the way that this one turned out. I wish I could color this page again, not because I want to do it differently, but just because I enjoyed it so much. Yeah. Something happened on this flower because you can tell like the difference. It's like I had covered something up here. But yeah, this is a fun page. And I love when pages remind me of different little things. Did this one in 2024, soft pastel, and then Prismacolor, and some jelly roll, it looks like. And then did this one, and I think this one is unknown if I remember when I did it, but I want to say maybe that same year, 2024. And I like the way that this one turned out as well. There was something that I remember about this one, and now I can't recall what it was. Like maybe I didn't know that, maybe I didn't see the snake at first or something. I don't know. There was something weird about this page, but either way, I like the way that it turned out. That's the Africa book by Rita Berman. Then I have Hidden Earth by Rita Berman. And I just did this double page spread in February, I think. I think I did this one for February. I based the page with Tombow dual brush pens, which worked really well. I really liked that for this page. And then over the top with Prismacolors, white Signo on there in some places. Yeah, happy with the way that this one turned out as well. And it was fun to use those Tombows because I don't normally hear people talk about using those in specifically Rita Berman books, but I thought that they laid down nicely and I would use them again in here. And then I did this one last August, I want to say, or maybe July. August. Yeah, August. Oh, I actually did the B page in January. Maybe I showed it in my February pages though. Anyway, I did this one last August. And I did soft pastel for the background, Prismacolor for the foreground. Had a little bit of a struggle on some of the flowers. You can see, again, I can kind of tell when things have been changed. So the top of this mushroom and these flowers, they're very muted because whatever I did the first time I covered it up. So I probably like erased and then covered it up. And it just probably didn't erase all the way or whatever, so it muted the colors down quite a bit. I think I wanted them to be more like these flowers, so that's okay. I think it still turned out really well in the end, and I'm happy with that page. So that's Hidden Earth. Okay, we gotta pick up the pace, guys. Matchstick Mouse, Morgan O'Brien. Pumpkin Party coloring book. I'm trying to finish this book, so I have quite a few completed pages. I have this one, which was an early one before I decided to finish it. Prismacolor pencils. That's it. I have this one that I completed, I don't know, sometime during this year. Black acrylic marker for the background, everything spaced with the hoo-hoos, Prismacolor over the top for the leaves, acrylic marker on the mouse. And then I decided that I wanted to do the mouse like this moving forward because I felt like that turned out really well. So I did it again. A hoo-hoo base, Prismacolors over the top, acrylic marker, and white Signo on Matchstick Mouse. Oh, this is a sneak peek because I'm pretty sure this was this month's page, so I should leave a tab in. Lots of Ohuhu. Just a little bit of Prismacolor this time, mostly just based it. But I'm leaving it like that. Sorry. I'm not doing any other Prismacolor on this page. So I did the hat and I did the acrylic marker on him and a little bit of Prismacolor on the baskets, but the background and all the seats and stuff, I'm just leaving the way that they are. I did this one again. I think this was before I turned it into a project book. So just Prismacolor pencils on this one. I did this one again, I think before I turned it into a project book. This may have been for my fall bingo or something like that. I feel like this was for a prompt. Acrylic marker background, Prismacolors, base with a hoo-hoo. And yeah, you can see I did the mouse differently. So it was before it was a project book. This one again was before it was a project book. Just Prismacolor pencils. Did this one last month, I believe, based with Ohuhus over the top with Prismacolor pencils. And there's one more. I don't know why it's not marked. I did this one last month as well, based with Ohuhus over the top of Prismacolor pencils. So that is all my completed pages so far in Matching Mouse a Pumpkin Party coloring book. I am trying to finish this one before like October-ish. So doing well so far. Hopefully can still get that done. Next I have Matchstick Mouse, a winter coloring book by Morgan O'Brien. I have this one. This is just all Prismacolor pencils. It was before I had alcohol markers, which I do like to use in these books. So yeah, really like the way that one turned out. And that's a little bit of an older page, 2024, end of 2024. Then I have this one, soft pastel for the background. And I tried to do some reflections, which for my first try at something like that, I think that it's okay. Now, I really like the way that I'm doing the mouse in Pumpkin Party. And now that I have the alcohol markers, I think I'll do the mouse like that moving forward, but maybe change up the colors. But kind of that same idea. So base the hoo-hoos and then do the fur with acrylic marker and white signo. Because that's the main thing I would change about this page is I don't love the way that I colored the mice with just the colored pencils. And then I did this one when I was just kind of testing out some Ohuhu alcohol markers that somebody gave me. I had a very limited set of colors and I was just like wanting to mess around with them. So a little bit of a just fun page. And I think I did it for Frogist. So that is everything from Matchstick Mouse Winter Party Coloring Book. And then I have Matchstick Mouse A Christmas Coloring Book. And this last Christmas I did this page. Based with Ohuhus over the top with some Prismacolor. I sprayed this page with the Imagine and Craft Shimmer Spray, which I will not do again because this paper cannot handle it. It's a pretty wet medium, and since this is just Amazon printed paper, this paper can't handle it very well. Although now that it's dry, it doesn't look too bad. So maybe that's the key, is it just needs to dry because it actually doesn't look too bad. It's just it also didn't stay in the circle because it's hard when you're spraying something to keep it concentrated in one area. So maybe if I put something around the circle next time, that would help. And then I also did this one. I added in this little tree, literally just like kind of freehanded it, and it's all lopsided. But for some reason, I feel like it works. And I think I said this in the completed page too, meaning like my completed pages video where I showed this is for some reason, I just imagine that Magic Mouse's tree would be a little lopsided and messy and kind of DIY. So yeah, this is a fun page. I like the way that one turned out. So that's Matchstick Mouse, a Christmas coloring book. Next I have RJ Hampson. So starting off with RJ Hampson Winter Wonder. I did this page for Joe Piggy Pens full book collab. Really like the way that this one turned out. Love the sky. I added in a lot of these trees. These ones I traced and added in, and I think that worked so well. I'm really happy with the way that worked out because I think there was just one or two trees, and I wanted to create more of a clearing that they were looking through. Super happy with that. And that was my first full book collab, so I will definitely remember that about this page. And then I did this one as a buddy color in December maybe. I think this might be, as of right now, my most liked picture on Instagram. And it's not that I don't like it, I love it, but it surprises me that that one is one that was liked the most. Social media is crazy sometimes, but I did soft pastel for the background and Prismacolor, and maybe I based with Ohuhus. Yeah, based with Ohuhus and Prismacolor over the top. But yeah, this is a fun one, and I had a little bit of an inspo pick to kind of get the idea for this background, because it was hard to think of like what color scheme to do with them being sort of safari animals, but a winter scene. So, and then I did this little Santa back here as well, and that was based with Ohuhus and over the top with Prismacolors. It's Winter Wonder by RJ Hampson. Next, I have Dragon Dreams by RJ Hampson, and I just have the one page in here that I did when I first got the book. I can't believe I didn't color in this for March of the Dragons, but March was a busy, busy month. So here is what I have for this one. What did I use for this one? I think I used Albert Durers for some elements. I'm not sure if I based the flowers with Albert Durers, but I definitely did these stem vine things with Albert Durers and just activated them with water and then nothing else. The leaves are Prismacolor, the flowers are Prismacolor, but I don't know if I based them first. Dragon, Prismacolor, some silver, probably silver Signo or silver Jelly Roll on like the bones and the sword and stuff. But yeah, I like the way that this one turned out. I'd like to do another page in this. For some reason, this book has kind of been pushed to the back of my mind, and I'm not sure why. So, should definitely maybe keep that out to consider doing a page in there soon. Next, I have a Frog's Tale. This is an uncolored book. I haven't colored in it yet. I do have a page marked for spring. Just this little back page I thought would be fun. So, potentially getting to that one. Okay, next is Emelie Lidehall Oberg, starting with the Christmas coloring postcards. I love her postcard sets. If you don't have them, you run and get them right now. Stop this video and run and get them. Just kidding. But I do love her postcard sets. They're just fun. I like postcards. I really like postcards. I should color more of them. But I did this one for Christmas. I think they're just fun little, kind of somewhat quick illustrations, and you can use alcohol markers on them, which is nice. And then I did this one as well. Sorry, the other one, the background is soft pastel. Did I base that one? Now, these ones I won't be able to tell if I base because they don't go through. I honestly can't remember if I based it or not. But it's definitely Prismacolor over the top, and then I sprayed it with the Imagine Craft gold shimmer spray. Not sure if it will pick up. And then some gold Signo everywhere. And then this one I sprayed with the Imagine Craft shimmer spray too. Not sure if it will pick up, but oh, did I base this one? I can't remember. I do think I based this one. I do think I based this one, and then went over the top with Prismacolor. So yeah, fun books, postcard books. I also have Happy Day coloring postcards, and I just have this little frog one, and this one has a little bit of a story too. I colored this one and was going to just give it to my husband for his birthday. Actually, one is missing from here because, or not for his birthday, because I did give him one for his birthday. So that one is upstairs. It's not in here, but it's going to give him this one for Valentine's Day. That's what I was going to do. And I completely forgot about it. I colored it and I put it down with my completed pages, and I was like, oh, I'll give it to him and then ask for it back to do my completed pages video. Well, I never gave it to him, so I just decided to leave it in here. But this is, I think this one is based, and then Prismacolor over the top, and then I covered a ton of the black lines with Jelly Roll. And I really like this one. I really like the colors that I did, and especially these, the flowers. The flowers. I love them. I wish I would have written down the color combination. But the Jelly Roll that I use to cover up the black lines is also sparkly, which I think just adds some really cool elements to this page. Anyways, that's the Happy Day coloring postcards by Emelie Lidehall Oberg. Then I have Fairy Tales and Folklore by Emelie Lidehall Oberg. Oh, that was a sneak peek. Wait, why did I not mark my pages in here? I have this one that I did in 2024. Sorry guys, I did not mark my pages in here. So this is all Prismacolor pencils. There's a lot that went wrong with this page, and so I can't remember if it's it seems like it's Prismacolor over the top of something, because while I don't love the Prismacolors in this book anyways, the way that they look here is different than the way that they look later on some pages, and I use Prismacolors on those pages too. So I don't know. Anyways, I heard somebody say that Karen over at My Colorful Country Life did like a pencil test in this book, and that one of the castle art sets worked the best, but it's a castle art set that I don't have. I only have the pastel tints, so yeah. Anyways, okay. Sorry, we're gonna have to go kind of flip through and find my other completed pages. That one was a sneak peek of one for April. Let's see. I know I have other completed pages in here. This one I did for my birthday last year. Soft pastel for the background, polychromos and castle art for the foreground, but those castle arts I don't have anymore. So that's unfortunate. I don't remember them being anything spectacular in this book. Anyways, but yeah. I don't know where that set is because I gave it to my kids and I have no idea what happened to it. So it's around here somewhere, but they're all over the place. And then I have another one. I know I have one more. Where is it? This one. And let's see. I want to say this one was done. I put 2024 question mark. So sometime in 2024. Black acrylic marker for the background. Boy, would I do that snow differently. It looks a little funky. What I do like about this page, though, is the hair and even the snow on the mountains. It's fine. It's the little dots that I'm talking about that I'm not. I would do that differently. But yeah, this is fun. This was a fun page too. Would like to color more in this book. I do have a completed page for, like I said, for April that I'll talk more about in my April completed pages video, but would like to color more in this book in general. Okay, that's the end of that stack, so let me go grab the next. Okay guys, this is the final stack of books, and it's kind of just miscellaneous, so there might be, I can't even remember, there might be a couple books by the same illustrator, but for the most part, this is kind of my miscellaneous section where I only have like one book. So first I have Tiny Year, which is a project book on the channel. I'm doing all the shelf pages, so I did January's. This is Base with a Hoo-Hoo's Prismacolor over the top. I did February's, Base with a Hoo-Hoo's Prismacolor over the top. Some Jelly Roll and some Silver Signo. And then I did March's. This was based with some Ohuhu, some Staedtler pigment pen, and Prismacolor over the top. Just Prismacolor over the top? Yeah, I think just Prismacolor and some Jelly Roll around too. And then I'm working on April's right now. Oh, but I also have October's done. Did October's last year, so soft pastel for the background and just Prismacolor. Didn't have the Ohuhus yet. Although this is Ohuhu glitter marker, which I did have. So yeah, I'm gonna set that one aside because I am currently working on that one. Then I have Circle of Life by Nakmani Chatsbenegetu. That's how you say it. I have this jellyfish one. This one I believe is pretty early. There's probably not a date. Unknown. Surprise, surprise. Let me take a drink real fast. Okay. And then I have this sunflower one. This was a WIP for a while. I just finished it last month. Prismacolors. Some black Ohuhu glitter marker. But yeah. Turned out well in the end. Glad I finally finished that one. I have this one from 2024. This one has a story that I remember. I worked on this one on Thanksgiving of 2024. Actually, 11/28. Would that have been Thanksgiving? Did I finish it on Thanksgiving? I can't remember, but I definitely remember I worked on it at Thanksgiving. This was the year my in-laws came down and cooked for us, so I didn't have to do a whole lot of cooking, and they cooked and they hung out with my daughter, and I really enjoy coloring like in social situations because I actually feel like it makes me more social because I have something to focus on when the conversation kind of dies down. I have a hard time with conversations and breaks. Just, socially awkward person, I guess. So I like to have conversations while doing something else. And it's not that this page is like necessarily mindless, but I just picked the colors out and didn't have to think too much more about it. So I just remember enjoying that one. Sorry, if you guys don't like my weird little stories about my pages, sorry, but I like to reminisce. I have this one. This one doesn't have a story. I think this background to me, it looks like some sort of watercolor pencil. And I'm not sure what watercolor pencils I would have had at this time because I didn't have the Albrechters. So That's interesting. Probably Prismacolor for the rest of it. Like the way that this one turned out too. So it's a fun one. A little different. It's not the circular type motif like a lot of her pages. Then I have this one that I did in 2024. I can't believe I did this one in 2024. This is another all-time favorite. Although you can see the pencil has smeared a little bit. But yeah, I drew in the moon. I freehanded it. That's why it's a little lopsided. I do have a circle stencil now, so that would have been a lot more circular today. But yeah, I just like the way that this one turned out. It's not anything that special, but I enjoy it. I really like this whip. I mean, I wasn't going to show you most of the whips because I'll do a separate video, but since it's here, I really like this whip. One problem, I don't know what these color combinations are. Now I think the majority of these flowers are done. It's these flowers that are not. This color combination might be a little bit easier to match. I really would like to come back and finish this at some point. So this was the page. This was not the page that necessarily broke me, but this was the page I was working on last year when I kind of went through a multi-month coloring slump. So I would like to come back and finish it. That's Circle of Life by Malcolm and Chaz Benegitu. Keep that one out because that is in my April plans. Okay, this one's gonna have a lot of completed pages. This is Capybara Cuties by Rob Parkinson. I just showed these completed pages in my quarterly review too, so I'm gonna go pretty quick. We do 2 pages a month in here in my group, so that's why we have so many. So I also have a ton of whips, but I'm not showing you those. So we have this boba page, Ohuhu Prismacolors. We have this camping page, Ohuhu Prismacolors. They're pretty much all going to be Ohuhu markers based. And then just Ohuhu for the capybaras and Prismacolors over the top for other stuff. We have this flower crown page. We have this little friend, I don't know, pet friend page. I wish I would have done this one a little bit differently, but that's okay. We have this workout page that I turned into kind of a New Year's page and wrote these weird little sayings. I'm not sure why I did that, but it's okay. We have this winter page. Again, all going to be Ohuhu marker base, Prismacolors over the top for the elements besides the capybaras. So we did this one for Jess's birthday, Jess over at Coloring Bumblebee. This one is just alcohol marker, no Prismacolor at the top, but some little accent type things. What did I use for the middle of these? Maybe Ohuhu glitter marker. And then we have this Christmas page. And like I said, I have quite a few whips in here. I still have a lot of catch-up pages to do. I'm just trying to stay caught up, and so I've focused a lot on getting the pages for the actual month done. But we still have lots of catch-up pages. I still have lots of catch-up pages too. Next, I have Flowerscape in Paradise by Maggie Onterios, and I have this page that I completed. This is the book where you can scan for a color reference. This would just be all Prismacolors. That's the page that I have marked for April. So sorry about that. And then I have this page. This one I would do way differently. I would do something different with the background. It's too dark. I would just do some, probably like just a simple straight color background versus trying to do kind of this multicolor thing. But that's okay. Looks like I did this one in January of 2025, which is surprising because this looks more like 2023 or 2024 coloring to me. But again, I think it's the background. That's Flowerscape in Paradise by Maggie Onterios. Next, I have A Little Fantasy by Josh Lee. This is an uncolored book, but I'd like to do a page in here soon. I have some pages picked out for May, so yeah. Next, I have the Flowers coloring book. This doesn't have an illustrator. I'm not sure if it's potentially AI generated, probably. I got this one a long time ago, and part of the reason I got it is because it has this page and then your own. And so I thought it would be really good for me to practice some different things like shading and color matching, and even kind of like these raindrops, which I didn't execute very well. But when I only had this one completed page that I did in 2024, and I do think that it helped me practice those things, and that's kind of why I've held on to it, even though I'm pretty sure it's potentially AI generated. While I don't like to own those types of books, I still am probably going to continue to hold on to it for a little while, just because I like having something that I can come and practice on and not worry if I'm going to mess it up. And I've already given them my money. I can't undo the fact that I bought the book, which is the main thing, right? I don't necessarily want to support with my money buying things that may not be created by a real person. But I already have the book, so for now I'm just going to keep it. And I'd like to come in here and do some more practice pages. I'd like to actually use it. This one's nice, the tulip maybe. So, anyways, I'm holding on to that for now. But that's the Flowers coloring book. Then I have Tiny Magical Illustrations by Rita Prince. This is an uncolored book, guys, and I've thought about destashing this book. I think maybe Rita Prince's artwork just isn't for me, but as you guys all reminded me in my books I wouldn't read by video, that might change, and so I think that's part of the reason why I've held on to it. I also wonder if it's just because it's a practice book, maybe, because I'm not necessarily going to come in and complete this whole page, right? So maybe I just need to treat it as what it is, a practice book. Come in, color a flamingo or whatever. I'm wondering if maybe if I have that mindset around it, I'll be more likely to come color in it. So that's Tiny Magical Illustrations by Rita Prince. Next, I have The Flower Year by Layla Dooley, and I just did this page last month. I've had a hard time working in this book, so I wanted to pick a really easy page, and I did enjoy doing the butterfly. I will also tell you that this is one of, I would like to say, a few books that I have unfortunately ripped a page out of, and it was the July page, I think. So there's August. Yeah, no, July. Was it June then? May. Yeah, it was, no, there's June. What page was it? Oh my gosh, I cannot remember now. I definitely ripped a page out of this book, I'm pretty sure. Which is unfortunate because I don't think you can get this book like this anymore. Oh, was it November? Guys, it's gonna bother me. I have to figure it out real fast. I think it was November. I'm not seeing, there's October. I'm not seeing the, oh, no, there's the November page. Okay, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I ripped a page out of this book. Yeah, you can see it right here. So what page would have been before August? Maybe it wasn't one of the main month pages. And what's interesting is this almost makes it look like a double page spread, sort of. So I don't know, but yeah, I will not do that anymore. Anyway, that's The Flower by Layla Dooley. Next, I have Looking for the Bell of Happiness. I can't remember who this is by. Naji Eku. And I have said before that I'm open to destashing this one. You guys all told me don't destash my books because my taste might change. So, I mean, nobody's contacted me for it anyways. So I'll just keep holding on to it for now. But yeah, it's uncolored. Next, I have Seasonal Wreaths of Plants and Friends by, is this by Mikiku Anatome? Who is this book by? Yeah, Makiku Anatomy. I was right. Just have this page or double page completed. And I've talked about this page and how it's kind of set me off from the book and doing more pages. So I need to get over that and get back into this book. But this was done with, I think, just Prismacolor pencil and then a little bit of soft pastel and some jelly roll, it looks like, or yeah, probably jelly roll and white Signo or white jelly roll. So I'll get back to it at some point. Okay, next I have the Forest Core coloring book. I'm pretty sure these are, I looked it up, they're Shutterstock images. And I like to use these books just as kind of little tester practice books. So I did this page where I was just trying out some alcohol marker shading. Don't know much about alcohol marker shading, don't really know how to blend them or anything like that. I usually just use them to base. So just try something different. And it's not a bad page. I don't mind the way that it turned out. But yeah, that's what I like to use this book for. It does have some cool images. Just unfortunate that it's not that the artists aren't credited. I also have Goblin Core, same story, but I haven't colored in this one. So I also have I have Year of Witches by Yusiku. I don't have any completed pages in here. I have a whip that I was not liking the way the page is turning out, so I needed to take a break and I haven't come back to that whip, but that's Year of Witches by Yusiku. I have the Coloring Haven Halloween Special. This is various different artists. So I have this one that I just completed for Monster March by Mystic Art Mirrors. Mostly just Ohuhu, straight coloring, a little bit of shading, and some Ohuhu glitter marker. And these are gel crayons. Just kind of testing those out. And then I have this one by Kevin Teo Art. If you remember how much I was obsessed with these pages last autumn, fall season, you'll know I stand by this. I love the way that I did the background. So I did a soft pastel background, obviously framed, and then I did a stencil with distress ink over the top, and that's how I got that background. And I really, really like the way that these turned out. And these are the pages that helped me discover Kevin Teo art, and now I do a page of his every month out of the Princess Kawaii Mega Pact. So yeah, really, really love those. And then I have this Voldemort page, again, Kevin Teo art, same idea with the background. So soft pastel and then a stencil with distress ink over the top. Love it. I just love the way that those turned out. It will always be some of my favorite pages. It's Halloween special. Next, I have The Fantastic World of the Brothers Grimm, illustrated by Forrest Diver. And I just have this one completed page, and fortunately I really, really don't like this page, but it's okay. I think I just do things differently. The colors are a little off than what I was going for. And I realize, and I believe this is Amazon printed, so that could be, but some of the artwork in here, it's weird because like when I look at it, I want to color it, but when I started coloring it, I was like, ooh, this is tricky. I don't know if it's just because there's really no help as far as like shading and stuff goes. You also have some creepy ones. I mean, it's Brothers Grimm, so that's to be expected, but um yeah, I don't know if it's because there's no shading help or what makes this so hard, but I do really like this one and would like to come do that one in September. Um yes, I know that's very specific, but anyways, that's the Brothers Grimm by Forrest Diver, or The Fantastic World of Brothers Grimm is the full name. Romantic Gothic by Lennon Sierozowski. You guys have seen this book quite a lot on the channel. It's uncolored. I have this page picked out for spring. We'll see if I get to it, but yeah, I've already talked about this book a lot on the channel, so won't spend too much time on that. Next, I have the Harry Potter An Official Sweets and Treats coloring book, and this one is by, remember the artist is kind of tricky to find. It's not super obvious if I remember right. At least I thought that it wasn't. Yeah. Right here. Mariana Kostikushko? Yeah, probably not saying that anywhere near right. This is an uncolored book. It's a cool book though. I would really like to color in it. I want to know what mediums it can take. I have this one marked. I wonder if this is on my 26 books list maybe, and that's why it's marked, which we can unmark it because I have all those written down. But yeah, anyways, cool book. I just haven't colored in it. Next, I have Nice Little Town Halloween in Witchtown by Tatiana Bogema-Stolova, and this is again uncolored. So this might also be on my 26 books list. I can't remember. I have Magical Seasons by Lenka Filienko. I have 2 copies of this book because this one was damaged in transit. And so when I tried to return it, they just said, keep this one and we'll send you a new one. So I do have 2 copies of this book. Both are uncolored. So yeah. Did pick this page out for Monster March, but I didn't get around to it. So it's a fall and Christmas coloring book, so I'm hoping to get to it later in the year. Next, I have Color Me Halloween, and this one is by Yanggu, and I just did this pumpkin page last year. I based with Ohuhus and went over the top with Prismacolors, and I sprayed it with the Imagine Craft Shimmer Spray. Again, at first the paper does not handle it very well. Once it's dry, it's okay, but like in this spot, it's a little splotchy. I don't know if you can see on camera because I went too heavy in that area. So it's the only page I have done in there. Next, I have The Magical Colors of Fairies by Angela Gonzalez. And I just have this page picked out, or this page done. I have one picked out for the spring season, but this is the only one that I have done. I've talked about this page and why I'm not too happy with it in other videos, so I won't harp on it. But yeah, I just had some issues with the soft pastel and stuff, so I won't use those again. But yeah, would like to color that spring page in here to get back to this book. I think that would be fun. I have this postcard book by Mickey Takai. I had taken out this postcard because I was going to color it for somebody, and I didn't get around to it. So yeah, this is uncolored. It has the completed or reference one and then the uncolored one. Pretty small spaces. Like I don't think like this, I couldn't use alcohol markers on this. I could barely use colored pencils on this. A lot of it would need to be like gel pen or something because they're so small. And the other ones, I think I'd just probably have to do colored pencils, but then I don't know what to do for the background. Just such small spaces. So yeah, I would like to get to this one. I like the book overall, just haven't gotten to it. I also have So Many Cute Animals by Kimma Parrish. This is again on color. We looked through this one for spring pages in my Let's Find Spring Pages video, and I noticed that a lot of the pages to me felt kind of summery. So definitely will be getting this back out when I do my summer pages video. Next, I have this book that I don't know how to say by this person, whose name I don't know how to say, Mandalina. I'm not going to try the last name. Oh, sorry. You guys can see it right there. Yeah, it's in German. This book was brought back to me along with the Rita Berman postcard book that I showed you earlier. So yeah, I have a page marked. I think that's again for my 26 pages, but here's the page that I've done, the Canada page. So it goes through the different countries and then has a coloring page next to it. So I translated this at the time that I colored it. I can't remember what it said, but soft pastel for the background, maybe even soft pastel for the mountains, it looks like, and then Prismacolor. This was a fun page to do. It's a little bit of a different style than I'm used to, but I really enjoyed doing this page. So it would be fun to try another page. Now there's some that, as you can see, are, where did that one go? Oh my gosh, where did that page just go? Insanely detailed. There's some, oh, I don't think I was recording, so I'm not sure if we missed any books, but I had paused for a second and I feel like maybe I was not recording. Okay, so this is the only Camilla Angel Cova book that I own, 50 Arctic themed miniatures. I really hope it was not for long that I wasn't recording, but yeah, so I was just talking about how this is the only completed page that I've done. I just did this sitting in the car with Ohuhu alcohol markers, and then I was just saying that I talk in my unpopular opinions video, coloring edition, about how I'm not a huge Camellia Angel Cova fan. I wish the books were the smaller size, and I think maybe some of them are. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking about just using this as a straight alcohol marker coloring book in the future for when I feel like coloring with alcohol markers. So, okay, guys, we are almost done. I just have a few books / pages left that I kind of forgot about. So I have the Mythographic Wild Summer by Joseph Kettenbang, and I don't have any completed pages in here, so I don't know why I'm trying to show you a whip. I've had a whip in here for a long time. I keep putting it in my plans to finish. We will see if I get to it in April, but that is Mythographic Wild Summer. And then I have my PDF binder. I don't want to take all the PDFs out because you guys will just be sitting here watching that. So sorry for the glare, but this is where I keep the Kevin Teo Princess Kawaii Mega Pact that I do a page from every month. So again, sorry, you'll just have to kind of deal with the glare, but this is the Elsa page that I did in February. This is the Moana page that I did in January. Rapunzel in March. And then I have done one for April, so I'll skip over that one. And that's all I've done for that. And then the only other completed PDFs I have are this one that I did for March of the Dragons. Did I already show you guys these? No, I didn't. I have this one that I did in, I'm going to say December. So I based it with the hoo-hoos, and then I did these paint splatters with, actually, I think the bulb might be just Ohuhu. And then, actually, maybe it was all just Ohuhu. But the paint splatters are, I think, a combination of Jelly Roll, Signo, gel pen, and Ohuhu glitter marker. And I used a stencil to kind of put in those paint splatters. So, and then, do I have any other completed pages in any of that? No, I don't think so. Nope. Okay. There's one more PDF that I have. I just have to find it. This one, the TLC page that I did for the Coloring for Cancer. So those are all the PDFs that I have done in here, but didn't want to miss those. Okay, guys, that is everything. That is my entire coloring book collection. Assuming I didn't forget anything, which I don't think I did. Just looking around. Okay, yeah, that is my entire coloring book collection as of this point in time in 2026, and all my completed pages besides the ones that I will be showing you in my April completed pages. And then, like I've said throughout, I will do a separate video to show you all my whips. I have a kind of a whip master list where I try to keep track of all my whips, even super old ones that I started a long time ago, which you've probably seen here and there on the channel for various reasons too. But I don't know when I'll do that video. I don't have that planned out right now. I don't think it's on my schedule. So I probably need to get that added in so that it's not too far apart from the coloring book collection. But yeah, that is my entire collection as of right now. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I know some people like coloring book collection videos, some people don't. So I hope that for those of you that enjoyed them, this video found you. And I think that's it. All right, guys. I will see you next time. Happy coloring. Have a good rest of your week. See you later. Bye.